Hey guys, you guys want to talk about Superman? Could James Gunn's movie be the game changer that we've all been waiting for? My experience with DC has been a bit of a roller coaster, as I'm sure it's been for many of you as well. Over the last 10 years, we've seen studio interference, knee-jerk reactions, fired directors, horribly reviewed movies, cancelled movies, upset actors, studio acquisitions, troublesome talent, and most importantly, a complete lack of clear vision, regardless of whether you're a fan of the Snyder era, the Hamada era, the Rock era, or none of the above. I think we can all agree that DC was in need of saving. James Gunn is a director known for his unique blend of humor, action, and heart, which has earned him a massive following among fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now acting as the co-head of DC Studios, Gunn is set to kick off his universe in the director's chair and bring a fresh perspective to the iconic character of Superman. His vision for the new Man of Steel movie is one that promises to shake things up and bring a much-needed level of excitement to the franchise. Gunn's passion for the project is evident in the way he's been hyping it up on social media, and fans are eagerly awaiting for the chance to see his take on Big Blue. The significance of this film cannot be overstated, as it has the potential to either revitalize the DC universe and pave the way for a new era of superhero movies, or be the final nail in the coffin for DC films, putting us fans in familiar territory. This may be the most important superhero film of the decade, so the question has to be, is Gunn up for the challenge? Did you know that before James Gunn's infamous firing by Disney in 2018, that he was in line to take over the cosmic side of the MCU? Kevin Feige was getting stretched thin, and he needed a right-hand man to take some of the weight. James was that guy for Feige, but when he was fired, that plan fell through, and Gunn was offered to work with DC to direct whatever he wanted. This led to the Suicide Squad, a Peacemaker spin-off series, and of course, Gunn's big promotion. As a self-proclaimed geek, Gunn's love for the character of Superman and DC as a whole is very clear, and his commitment to doing justice to the franchise is reassuring. With his track record of creating compelling characters and stories, there's no doubt that Gunn's Superman movie is going to be something special. Still, a massive amount of fans are not looking forward to a Gunnified DC universe, and I get that side of the fandom as well, especially if you grew attached to Zack Snyder's vision, or if you don't like Marvel Studios' lighter approach to their content, which is where James shined. It's going to be up to James to show that he is able to tell a story without a lot of that humor that he is so well known for, but respectfully has no place in a Superman movie. But in that regard, I will also say this. In a world where many directors shy away from the source material or take shots at the sillier, more comic booky aspects of the original stories, Gunn has always embraced it. He gets the genre, he gets the fans, and you'll never see him throwing in lines like,
"You actually go outside in these things? What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?"
Gunn goes for it. This is the launch point for DC, the fresh start that it desperately needs, and it's going to begin to tell a story that Gunn hopes to tell over the next 10 years. Starting with Superman is a ballsy move, but it's also the only move. While Marvel Studios was able to launch with its B and C level characters, I don't think DC has that luxury. Though that will come once we establish the Trinity, DC has a lot to prove, but I think they're up for the challenge. I have to say, DC has an extremely special place in my heart. Watching the Batman and Superman animated series growing up, and just having these two characters in particular capture your imagination. I mean, have you ever tried to fly like Superman as a kid? Who didn't try to jump off the couch and soar through the air only to land with a thud and realize you're not quite as super as you thought? Yeah, that was me too. Though Batman is a notch above Superman for me personally, Superman is the OG. He's the first superhero, the granddaddy of this whole thing. To not acknowledge that significance, that iconography, that status, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us, and this Superman film has to respect that, maybe in a way that no one else has since the Donner films. Now let's talk about casting for a moment. Gunn has always shown casting to be one of his greatest strengths, and Superman has been no exception, with David Corenswet cast as Clark Kent, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, Millie Alcock as Supergirl, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, Skylar Gisonato as Jimmy Olsen. The list goes on. I mean, guys, I've never been the greatest at fan casting roles, but holy, this is some inspired casting. It also has to be mentioned that Gunn wrapped filming a whole year before release. This isn't unheard of, but Fantastic Four releases next July as well, and they just started filming. Gunn's reasoning is to give the team, including VFX artists, animators, and the rest of the post-production team, plenty of time to get the shots right. And if this ends up helping the film look great, then maybe Disney and other studios should take notes. So let's talk about the Superman costume. This was quite divisive when it was first released, and there were a lot of things that didn't help it. The moody setting, the weird looking background, the padding in the costume due to him sitting down. But a few weeks later, we got set photos, and all the complaints that I personally had went away. The colorful and vibrant aesthetic of the comics is going to translate beautifully to the big screen, and I can already imagine the stunning visuals that we're going to get. Another thing that got me hyped is the way Gunn is incorporating other DC characters into the film. Gunn is already giving the impression that this universe is lived in. The world knows who superheroes are, and it really makes you believe that anybody could just show up in any of these movies, and that's exciting. Not to mention the unique retro future aesthetic that we're getting with Metropolis and its citizens. I mean, Gunn has talked about this before, but he really wants to give us a city that opens up our imaginations, which I think is brilliant. Now, what I love about Gunn's approach is that he's not afraid to take risks and try new things. He's not beholden to any particular vision or formula, and that's going to result in a film that feels fresh and exciting. If he pulls this off, it will ignite a sense of hope for DC fans that upcoming projects like Batman Brave and the Bold, Swamp Thing, and Lanterns will also be handled with care and the proper tone that they deserve. Genre bending is existent in the MCU, but I think DC has a chance to take that idea and really run with it in new and exciting ways that we have yet to see from an interconnected cinematic universe. One of the most intriguing aspects of this film is the way Gunn is interpreting the character of Superman. From what I've gathered, it's going to be a more nuanced and complex take on the character with a focus on his emotional vulnerability and inner struggles. One thing that cannot be understated is how well James understands the character of Superman. Gunn is historically set on making character-driven movies, and I think that's what we can expect with Superman. If anyone can humanize a character who shoots lasers, flies, and is practically invincible while not sacrificing a single thing about what makes him Superman, it's going to be James Gunn. It's not going to be just a superhero film. It's going to be a true character study that explores the human side of Superman. So what do you guys think? Are you as excited as I am about James Gunn's Superman movie? And let me know in the comment section below. What are your expectations and hopes for the film? The potential impact of James Gunn's Superman on the future of the DCU cannot be overstated. This film has the potential to revitalize the franchise and set the tone for a new era of superhero movies. It's going to be a monstrous challenge, but James is well aware of this, and I think he has something really special in store for us that will leave us all feeling like we're flying high. If you want to check out more of my DC videos, why don't you take a look at my thoughts on what's in store for James Gunn's Batman? Links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the flippity flip.